Welcome back. Last Christmas, percussionist Lauren Yuen came to the studio with Alvin Chan to play us a contemporary vibraphone and marimba duet by composer Tim Collins. Today, she is here again, this time with more members of her percussion group M.A.R.B.L.E.S, as well as other jazz musicians, to tell us about an upcoming concert that combines percussion music and jazz.
Well, here in the studio, it's a delight to have members of the M.A.R.B.L.E.S percussion ensemble with us and a couple of guest musicians as well. With so many folks, let's have some introductions to start with. I'll begin with you, Sonny.
Hi, Ben. I'm Sonny, and we are M.A.R.B.L.E.S Percussion.
Hello, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Michael.
This is Alvin.
Samuel.
And I'm Justin.
Great. So with that out of the way, let's talk about some of the music that you're putting together. The M.A.R.B.L.E.S percussion group is consisting mostly, I understand, of classically trained percussionists. And then what you're doing with this project is you're marrying that idea or fusing that idea with some jazz-style music.
It is a lot of very drastically different music. We are bringing music from the classical spectrum, for instance, Bach and Philip Glass into our upcoming concert, but also some jazz fusion tunes by Korea.
I can imagine that there aren't set arrangements that readily available for this grouping of, or this pairing of different styles and all you players as well. So do you make your own arrangements, or how does that work?
Yeah, we have a total of 6 works that we have included in this upcoming project. And I think out of 6, we got 4 of them that we have to do our very special arrangement or transcription. And it's kind of challenging, but a fun, very fun experience, I would say.
So, Lauren, one thing that I have to ask you is, within the group M.A.R.B.L.E.S, I imagine that the exposure to performing jazz music is quite varied, or not necessarily an area of great expertise. Yes. So how has that process been, working with jazz musicians like Samuel and Justin, for example? How is it like adapting to this different style?
One of the very big challenge for us is that some of our members that we are not so used to improvising, so we are kind of like relying very much on the score, on the written score. So for our performance, there are some real improvisation parts, and there are some written solo, and yeah. But I think the overall effect is quite great and virtuosic.
For percussion, we usually just follow the scores and just play and execute well. But on jazz, we can sort of improvise and play something out of the score. And that's why I think this time we have to arrange the score in a very structured entropy, I would say. So yeah, that's the challenge, and also it's the unique characteristic as well. Yeah.
Well, Sonny, you've mentioned this idea of a different way of musically communicating, and maybe this is a point where I'll turn to the 2 jazz musicians here. We have Justin and Samuel. Maybe you could weigh in from your perspective.
The biggest challenge, I would say, is to tune the sort of timbre and tune my own ear, because my instrument is usually the one that is both a little percussive, because it's the upright bass, it has a sort of percussive sound, and it has it builds the foundation of the whole band with the bass note. But this time, all of the other instruments are just as percussive, if not more percussive, and they also create a tone, just like my instrument. So I have to find a place where my instrument would fit in, and I would sometimes tell them that, you're treading on my path, and please stay away from me. I have to.
I imagine there's a similar parallel to this stepping on toes idea with you, Samuel.
Yeah, this really weird, because I never on a stage with everybody have a pair of sticks in their hands. That is really weird. But at the end of the day, I don't think myself as a jazz musician per se, just a musician, And musicians tend to just see what happens, read the room, play the room, and just get the best result out of any situation. Yeah.
I think the key thing you've just said there is listen to the music. And I'd love to actually listen to some of your music right here in the studio. What can you do for us here with this grouping of instruments and players?
I think we'll be playing Cato's Revenge.
What can you tell me about this piece?
Cato's Revenge is composed by a Japanese jazz pianist, Makoto, and he composed this, I think, for a full jazz band, for saxophone, piano, and also drum and bass. And there's a more famous version by the composer and legendary vibraphonist Gary Burton. And this version we are going to play is arrangement and transcription by the dual version.
Marvelous to chat with you all. I'm greatly looking forward to it. Cato's Revenge.